Hello and welcome to my Nuke CS2 utility tutorial video. In this video, I'm going to show you smokes, some grenades, some blasters, and some Molotovs, but mostly smokes, because those are the most important utility other than maybe tied with flashbangs. They're tied with flashbangs, because the ability to quarter off positions. First off, the the heaven smoke. So aim down, and it's right where this panel here meets the silo. Uncrouch. I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna aim right here, and it'll line up perfectly. So throw it. It'll take a nice bounce. No jumping required. Do it one more time. It's very simple. You do have to break the glass. If you don't, it'll land on the side itself towards the right. So one more time. Simple throw. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And as you can see, you get the whole area smoked off. Can't see in, can't see out. Perfect smoke. No complaints here. The next one I've got for you is pretty simple. You line up on this yellow pole and spawn. You can't miss it. You'll be right next to it most of the time. And then you're going to want to aim for this vent, the outside cover of the vent, right in the middle. It's a jump throw. And what it'll do, it'll land right perfectly. Right there, right on the edge. And what it does, it creates this waterfall effect where, yeah, the top will be smoked, but it'll cascade down in front. There are some areas where it is a little bit spotty, but generally you'll have some cover, so it's not too bad to work with. Do it one more time. Just to prove that I ain't lying, folks. And 1, 2, 3, punch. It's perfect, just like that. So like I was saying, sometimes if it isn't just right, you might get some gaps. But at the moment, this is perfect. You can maybe shoot out. You won't be able to see much if you're in here. But if you're trying to go down to secret, you've got a pretty good smoke for mini. So these two are pretty easy. This is your outside that is in that gap between red box and the halls of secret going to be. All you do, line up on this pole. A little bit more. There we go, that's good. Line up on this pole. It's the one next to the gate. It's not that one, that's a different one. We'll get to that soon enough. And then I aim just around this area. You don't have to be accurate to be just right. You just want enough to where it's not going to bounce off. But you can go pretty high as you want almost. But generally, it's going to go in the same area where these are landing. So one more time. And I'll get a view of this one and the smoke you need to go with it in a little bit. So the other smoke you want to do for outside is a little bit more complicated because it isn't just look up and then throw. You need some sort of a lineup with these power lines and the red box. What you do, line up on this post, I guess, whatever you want to call it, that connects to the doorway here, this fence line door. And then aim up, and you want to try to get it to where it's lined up on the box corner. Throw it. And as you can see, it takes a nice bounce, but it lands just to the right, so you should have a nice smoke wall, which I'll be showing you right now. So like I was saying, I wouldn't get too far back because you are exposed at heaven if someone is sniping or has a rifle. But if you generally just stick along the smoke, you're okay. Watch out for grenades. But as you can see, it's a pretty good smoke wall, and you should have pretty easy access to B site. So let's say you wanted to smoke garage, and this is one that I found just after a minute of toying around. So get centered on this box, and then look up to here, where that little vent is, and then just go straight up. Left to the right, you can be a little bit off, it's okay. What you're going to do is you're going to get a nice solid smoke wall at garage. Easy throw. One more time. Look at that thing bounce. And as you can see, perfectly in the middle. And just like I said, right in the middle. There's maybe a little bit of a gap here, but that's it. But generally, if you've got your smokes here, and then this smoke here, you've pretty much got a good area. I mean, if you can get your smokes here, if you can get all 4 smoked off, you're going to have a really easy time getting onto the site. Next, I'm going to showcase some grenade, flash, and Molotovs you can do if you want to get onto A side or just create some chaos. First off is a simple Molotov and grenade, and probably a good flash too. So all you do, line up on this part of the vent where it curves the most, and where your crosshair, you can kind of see like how the lighting changes a little bit. But what you do, just line it up here, and you'll line up right here. And as you can clearly see, if you look at the video, bottom left, it'll land right on top of those containers. So all you do is you just throw it. Simple. We'll get a nice view of it. You can see there's some fire on the video. We'll do it one more time. Perfect. The grenade one's exactly the same. You've probably seen it from a few of the Astralis or Phase games where they have these timed out where you can get a few lined up and they do a bunch of damage and even kill the guy. And the flash, as you can see, perfect right over top. So anyone who's looking from heaven, on top of these crates is going to get a big face full of light. Maybe even on hut. So generally you've got your Molotov, your grenade, and even a flash. So as you can see, you've got a good pool to work with just from this one spot. So hopefully that's helpful for you. Now let's say there's somebody already on the spot we just looked at, and he's going to do a Molotov or a grenade, and you want to do a flash to help time it out with your teammate. Line up on this sort of vent control unit, and then as you see there's like this sort of gray, more gray area of it, and then aim right anywhere along here. Try to avoid these railings. It'll bounce off, but generally you just line up here where the blue meets the white. Simple jump throw. It's a little bit higher than what we were trying to get to, what I was trying to show off with the previous one, but generally you're going to get the same result. It's a simple jump. As you can see, it lands generally where you want it to. So let's say you want to do the left side, sort of the outside mini flash, you can use that one. So for this flash, it's the sort of just outside squeaky. It's for somebody who's on top of hut, somebody who's in mini, or someone who's just on A, and you might also get them too. You see this little gray area here, you're going to want to aim right in between it, and then once you're lined up on it, center as you can, you're going to aim for the same as before, the blue and the white meets, jump throw. So you'll get a good amount of flash onto anybody who's generally going to be looking towards squeaky if they're trying to stop a squeaky rush. So once more, pretty simple. Good flash that you may want to use in the future. So the next Molotov that I have is for the squeaky side of hut, or the next close to the door. All you do is you get on this vent unit and have it where your crosshair is right on the corner. And as you'll notice, you've got a little bit of a line here where I guess some riveting was done. You want to aim in this area, as you'll see. It's a simple throw. It should land, and as you can see, the glowing means the Molotov is taking effect, and that whole area is covered off. And you can also do the same thing for a flash. Pretty easy. So let's say you're up here. Didn't go. Try that again. Throw it. Flash. You also do a flash combo. You throw it. Flash Molotov. As you can see, it's pretty effective. Throw it. You've got a good flash and a good Molotov all from the same spot. So let's say you want to take some sort of a ramp controller, block off part of the ramp. What we're going to do is we're going to smoke this area that you can see on the grenade camp, this zone. So maybe you want to try to get into heaven, or just create a sort of a block sight line to help you get those frags, to help take the B ramp. So what you do, underneath the blue, I guess this is an atom, blue little atom, and you aim at this corner, this sort of where everything intersects, and you're going to run just a little bit. So we're going to run, and perfect. So it gets the whole area smoked off here. So all I have to worry about is anyone hiding here, and maybe anybody here. And you can just wrap around, get a good angle, maybe even flash in. You're all good. Now let's say you want to do the same thing but with a flash. And all you do is you line up, and it's another run. So same corner, same position, run, and as you can see, a little bit of a bounce, but anyone looking is going to get flashed pretty hard. And if you're standing here, you might catch some of it, depending on how far it can go, but you might even get this position too. But generally, your main target is this area, so anyone who's posted up, they're going to get flashed pretty heavily, and they're not going to be able to see a darn thing. So now for some stuff on CT. I know this is usually it's all T stuff, but you know, these are real simple and easy. All you do is try to get lined up in between those two boxes, and as you can see, the flames spread out pretty good. Now on top of that, once you've lined up that little middle area, if you wanted to, you could also do a grenade. That's a bit deeper, but generally you'll do some damage. You might even slow them down, but it'll help you stop any kind of a rush toward vents or just onto A side in general. And then for this, real simple, not so, but you know, easy one. One that I used to do considerably was I would take a run. So anyone who's kind of maybe coming is going to get hit with a frag pretty hard. Might even do some damage there. But generally, those are the Molotovs and grenades that I use when I'm playing Heaven on A. Lastly, pretty simple. A lot of your grenades that I use out here, usually if I'm playing out in yard and I'm going to go into A, I'll just throw a grenade, try to get some damage that way. Same with a Molotov. If you think anyone's just going to rush out, you can do that. Flashes, pretty easy. A lot of, you know, just throw it like that. A lot of easy smokes. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please leave a like, a comment, rate the video. Whatever you want to do, I would appreciate it. But thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day.